Welcome, welcome, my aspiring entrepreneurs, my future entrepreneurs, and my current entrepreneurs. We're about to take a deep dive into this amazing entrepreneurship journey. And I want you guys to ensure that you remember, entrepreneurship is not always a smooth sailing journey. Sometimes the seas are rough, guys. Sometimes your boat is gonna capsize. Sometimes it's gonna leak. Sometimes it's just gonna have all kind of unexpected things. But just remember that even though the seas are rough, don't be deterred. Don't fear. Just remember that we are in this together, right? What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna actually start to unpack our entrepreneurial suitcase. Pretty heavy, guys, yeah. So this entrepreneurial suitcase and this idea of entrepreneur is not just about the idea. I want you guys to remember that within the idea, there's also you understanding the market, right? There's also you creating a robust business plan, right? There's also us nurturing relationships with our customers. And most importantly, there's also mindset. Your mindset must be crystal clear. So remember, the mindset is the biggest tool in entrepreneurship. And often the mindset have a lot of overlooked challenges, right? So these challenges may include stuff like fear and risk. Those are stuff that always try to bombard our minds and try to fight us and try to take us out. But let's just tackle those problems head on right now. Once we change perception, we can actually change the world, because everything starts in our mind. Remember that, guys. Travis Kalanick, he says, fear is the disease, but hustle is the antidote. I want you guys to view fear like it's a monster under your bed. But what I want you to do is to turn on your flashlight and shine that flashlight on the monster that's under your bed. And to overcome fear, you must acknowledge it like shining a light onto that monster. So what we're gonna do to actually acknowledge those monsters and those fears that you guys have is to visualize them on a board. Some of the fears that we have are like no money, right? No money. Don't have any money to start business. No support. Where do we get customers? So no customers. No sales. And the list goes on and on and on. But guess what? I'm gonna show you that all these fears that we have here are nothing. Nothing. And I'm gonna show you why. Because each and every one of these fears can actually be put into the 7 deadly fears of the world. The first of which is the fear of failure, guys. The fear of failure is like a big scary monster. It's lurking in the shadows and it just wants to pounce on your dream. But guess what? As super entrepreneurs like ourselves, we can tame that beast. And the fear of failure comes on like, maybe, for example, you just won a lot of money and you're afraid to spend that money, or you're afraid to, invest that money because you don't know, you're not used to that much money. Or maybe it's a female. You see this beautiful female out there, but you're afraid to go ahead and ask that female out on a date. You're afraid to ask her to marry you. Those are fear of failure, because what you're imagining your failure before you even do the task. Those fails, yes, they are valid, but they will not stop what you're doing. So I don't want you to take them that they're real, because 95% of the things that we fear now will never happen. So how do we mitigate the fear of failure? Learn that instead of these things being fears, what they really are opportunities. Yes, they can go bad, but they can also go good. So I want you to look at it as an opportunity for something to go good. And then also what you want to do now is to break down this big idea or this big goal into smaller steps that you can actually tear apart and take them on one by one by one. I want you guys to just embrace the unknown. Take risks and come back stronger even if you fail. So the second fear is the fear of success. Success can be scary, guys. Scary, right? The responsibility, the expectations, all of that, it's just super scary. You know? The more successful you become, the more responsibility you get. And the more expectations people start, expecting from you. But guess what? It's normal, guys. Yes, it's normal. It's normal to be afraid of success. For example, an artist who his art just got placed in an art gallery and he's making a lot of money. But now he just became successful, and guess what? He's afraid that he might not put out any more good work, or people might stop liking his work, and it just starts going to his head, right? Or for example, a business owner, he just got a brand new loan, and now he's worrying that he doesn't know how to manage this millions of dollars. He doesn't know how to manage these employees that he's gonna be getting. He doesn't know how to grow his company, and it's just getting crazy, right? But guess what? It's all a part of the journey, guys. And entrepreneurship is a journey. It's not a destination. So the fear of success, sometimes it just makes you feel overwhelmed. Just take a breath. Step back and break all the tasks that you have into small and manageable pieces. Because if you allow it, it can just become like a roller coaster. Up and down, up and down, up and down. But just view the fear of success as a loop-de-loop, where you hold your hands up and just scream and stay excited and happy. So I want you guys to go out there and chase your dreams and stop fearing success. The next one is the fear of rejection. Yeah, once you start coming out of your comfort zone and you start going out there and start getting after what you want, you're gonna start hearing a lot of no's. But guess what? It's all a part of the game. Imagine you have a great idea, right? But you become scared to pitch this idea. You fear that you're gonna hear some rejections. You're gonna hear, your family saying no. You're gonna hear some business partners say they don't want to join. It doesn't make any sense and all of that. Does that sound familiar to any of you guys? You're not alone, guys. Even some of the biggest people always got rejected. Take for instance, Walt Disney. He was fired for lacking imagination, guys. The person who created so many cartoons that are now like household names. He was fired for a lack of imagination. Remember, people are not gonna see your dreams. You have to see your dreams and believe in yourself. Yeah, so if you want to overcome the fear of rejection, guys, all you have to do is to just understand that fear is not a reflection of you, right? Rejection is not a reflection of you. It's not you. It's just what people think they are seeing now. So even if they tell you no, it's just that they don't believe in you. You have to keep on believing in yourself and understanding that, hey, number two, rejection is feedback, right? So it's just information that the market is giving you. So if you attack it one way and you're seeing that way not working, it's take that no as a feedback to go and then try to find the next way that is going to be working, right? Try to find another way that, another way around that no, and see how best you can, attack it another way. So number three then, no, every no that you get brings you closer to another yes. So just go out there and keep getting no's, because every no, if you're supposed to get 100 no's and you stop after you get the first no, that's it. You have to go out there and get all 100 no's until the 101 don't become your yes. Right? So remember that. All those three put together, that is how you overcome that fear of being rejected. The next fear that we want to dive deep into is just the fear of being judged. The fear of being judged is just like you being afraid of what others think. That's natural. If you go out and you dress a certain way and people think a certain thing, you're going to be wondering, what are people thinking? What are they saying about me? How are they viewing me? We're beings of community. So if our community don't believe in us, or our community are not seeing things how we want them to see it, then it might mess with our psyche. But that's okay. Because as we say, I mean, the greatest success, guys, is you taking that judgment that those persons are putting forward towards you and just turning it into something positive, right? So if you want to mitigate this and actually turn this judgment around, just surround yourself with supportive people. Join like-minded communities of persons who are in the same field that you're in, wanting the same goal that you want, and just, be around other entrepreneurs that instead of trying to tear you down, they're going to be giving you constructive criticism. For example, if you look at Elon Musk, when other persons were actually trying to tear him down and talk about, his space travel business not being able to go all over the world, he decided to still pursue his dreams. He decided to still go and find a cheap rocket and actually fly that thing to Mars. So he didn't allow the judgment and all of that persons are actually putting towards him to affect him. And that's the same thing that you need to do. Don't let the fear of being judged hold you back. Go out there and still be great, guys. The next fear that we want to look at is the fear of losing control. This is this is the weakness of a lot of entrepreneurs who likes to, have the power in their business. It's like someone riding a horse and they're holding firmly to the reins, right? This is someone who fears loss of control, right? So if we look at it like that, it's normal for most people. And we just need to understand that, hey, flexibility is the key. If we want to take it another way, if we're driving down the road and we see a sign that says detour, are you going to continue going down the path that says detour and risk having an accident? Or are you going to take another way around that sign and try to find another way to go where you want to go? Which way do you think? Yeah, you're definitely going to take the way to actually find your way around that detour sign, right? So ensure that you just be flexible in everything that you're doing. And if you want to mitigate this side of things, you're going to go ahead and be more mindful that you start to delegate your tasks. So give some of the heavy tasks to some persons that are around you, and go ahead and focus on the bigger picture. Because the most important thing is the bigger picture. Not the small things and all the little things that are day to day and all of that. That's for everyone else. You as the leader need to lead and focus on the big picture. And then, that allows you to give other people the opportunity to showcase their skills. So just create a solid plan, be flexible, and stick to your roadmap. The next fear that we want to look at, guys, is the fear of the unknown. Whenever you're starting a new business, it can be super scary. You don't know what to expect as a new entrepreneur, and sometimes the fear can be so paralyzing. But what I want you guys to focus on is that most successful companies started from a small idea. For example, Burger King, Airbnb. Airbnb started with two guys renting out their apartment and getting people to sleep on air mattresses, guys. And now that company is a multi-billion-dollar company. So just look at that. They never knew what to expect. They never knew what was going to be their future. And now they're a public company. And persons can actually purchase shares in that company. And they started out from that small idea. So I want you guys to really look at this thing and realize that, hey, you need to just put yourself around mentors. You need to be in support groups. And you need to just embrace the unknown. Right? Yeah, the final one, guys, that I want you to actually look at is financial instability. I mean, starting a business can be super scary. It can make you feel financially unstable because you're used to your steady paycheck. Maybe you get paid every week, or you get paid every 2 weeks, or every month. But whenever you start your business, you only get paid when a customer buys. And even if a customer buys sometimes, you might not get that paycheck because it goes back into your bills. So you have to make more money to cover the bills and then more money for your paycheck. So it can feel crazy. For example, if you're a baker and you just started a new bakery, you're gonna need money to invest in equipment. You're gonna need money for a space. You're gonna need money for even the ingredients. And all of this can seem so daunting because of all that money that is required up front. And I mean, to easily mitigate that plan, all you have to do now is to just plan ahead, right? Focus on the goals, set goals, and also budget out your money. This helps you to really feel confident. It helps you to not worry about that steady income or your clients because you already created a solid plan. And then another way that you want to do is to also mitigate this with side hustles. So for example, if you're a freelancer and you're worrying about your steady income or your clients, just focus on setting up a side hustle. Get a safety net of money so that you don't have to be worrying about that steady income. And just have fun and experiment, right? Financial stability is an ongoing thing. You build up your financial stability the more you do it. So once you have a solid plan and a little creativity, this really helps to put you ahead of your game. What I want you guys to understand, the key part of the whole of this thing that we're talking about today is to just understand your fears, understand the risk that is involved with this entrepreneurship journey. Because as an entrepreneur, risk is the thing that makes it exciting. If there's no risk, there's nothing. If there's no pain, there's no gain. Whenever you're starting your business, it can feel super scary because of all the risk. But remember, with every risk, there comes a big reward. Because what you want to focus on with your risk to effectively manage those risks is your market research. Once you're able to gather that info, target your audience and know your competitor and all the trends, then you're going to be able to get in to actually take care of those risks. And then you're going to be able to identify your obstacles, identify your opportunities, and adjust your business plan as you go along. So you just need a solid business plan, guys, a nice financial buffer, and just set aside some money for both unexpected and slow period. Because with risk, you just want to focus on that plan B if something goes wrong. For example, suppose you're someone who provides products or services, right? You just want to have a backup supplier and a backup plan for your costs. Just go ahead and embrace those risks, because without risk, there is no reward, right? So understand, guys, that risk is a part of entrepreneurship, and the key thing that you want to understand is just learning how to manage that risk. Starting a business can be super scary, but it's also super rewarding and exciting. And I mean, if you want to go ahead and learn how to mitigate that risk, just understand the importance of market research. Because once you do your market research, you're then going ahead and gathering information. You're learning about your target audience, the competitors, and their trends. So once you learn about that, you're identifying the obstacles, you're identifying opportunities, and then you're going to be able to adjust to the right components of business. Then the next thing we want to do is to focus on having a solid plan. That plan must be rock solid and have a financial buffer built into that plan too. You want to set aside money for the unexpected and maybe for some slow periods. You want to also have a plan B that's going to be, separate and apart from that plan in case that plan goes wrong. For example, you want to have a backup supplier, you want to have plans for cost, you just want to have a plan B that goes hand in hand with the initial plan. And I mean, guys, just have fun, embrace risk, because where there's no risk, there can be no reward. In conclusion, guys, great things never come from your comfort zone. So you have to get out of that comfort zone to do great things. All of this that we've been learning is just the tip of the iceberg. And if you want to dive deeper into this content, go get the companion book. Purchase I Quit How to Turn Your Job into Your Business on Amazon. And for also diving a little bit more deeper into this content that we have here, just download the PDF that I put there for you. Engage, leave your comments, leave likes there, and just share your experiences. Stay tuned for the next content because we have an amazing and transformational journey up ahead.